Hey guys, welcome back to Think Beautiful, the channel where I discuss all things Meghan Markle and her debacles, including her 8-part series with Love Meghan. This was the season 2. I watched all episodes. It was terrible. It was all kinds of awful. But I wanted to help out British Vogue because, as an experienced viewer of this series, I feel completely qualified to help them out. Now, they have this article out with 27 burning questions about the show, completely left unanswered. And I feel like I could give it a crack and answer these questions for them. So I am doing this to help them out. So this is the article 27 burning questions I was left with after the With Love Meghan season 2 finale. Just over 24 hours on from the release of With Love Meghan Season 2, I can confirm that in the name of journalism, I have now binged all 8 of the new episodes. I've learned more about Meghan Markle, including how she first fell in love with Prince Harry while camping in Botswana on their third date, naturally, where she first met Chrissy Teigen. They both worked on Deal or No Deal almost 20 years ago, and that a season on, her obsession with flower sprinkles has still not waned. And I'm also left confounded with more burning questions than ever. Browse all the most urgent ones below. Now, this journalist is trying to be a little bit funny, so let's have a look at these questions and I will answer them for her. Question 1: what's with all the terrible puns? Now, I can only say that Meghan Markle thinks she is funny. She whips out the worst dad jokes in this series. Now, some of her episodes are also terribly named. We have this one: it's way past our bread time. Like, what is that? Why even bother with that? That's the one with Chrissy Teigen. I could have come up with a better title for the one with Chrissy Teigen. Let me know what your thoughts are on that one. But she also had another one here, just for the halibut. Now, she has to point these out to the guests because she writes it on the chalkboard. No one really cares. It's not funny. And there's lots of fake laughter her way. So she's just trying to tell us how funny she is, but at the same time, just showing us how cringe she is, really. Question 2: do we need to have edible flowers on everything? Well, that depends who you ask. If you ask a normal, sane person, of course the answer is no. Hell no. Get that stuff off my food. What are you doing? It's now inedible. But if you ask Meghan Markle, the answer, of course, is yes. You need to spread the joy. This is her way of moving stock, basically, showing us how you can use it in everyday life. And she loves to use it as some kind of story to explain how the basic things, such as herself, can be elevated. Honestly, this woman needs flower sprinkles more than anyone. She's so, so basic. And flower sprinkles are like her version of a royal title, essentially. So her answer to that is yes, and she will continue to push this on us, I'm sure. Question 3: is ricotta really the cousin of cream cheese who should be visited more often? And does Meghan need to keep saying ricotta in an Italian accent? This is so, so annoying when she does this. Now, first of all, her talking about cousins is pretty hilarious when you think about it. She has no cousins. She doesn't talk to any of them anyway. Certainly Harry doesn't as well. So her talking about visiting cousins more often is probably a dig at the royal family, if you ask me. Maybe ricotta is meant to be Archie and cream cheese is George. I don't know. She doesn't know anything about what she's talking about when it comes to family. And why does she keep talking in an Italian accent? Well, probably because she wants to push some kind of travel show. And I'm sure in a minute she's going to be 43% Italian. So I don't know. Again, trying to show how great she is and how well versed in other cultures she is, when we know that that is completely wrong. Question 4: I can't believe Chrissy Teigen agreed to this Deal or No Deal reunion. Well, that's not actually really a question, I'll be honest. But what I will say to that one is, yeah, of course I can believe she's on the show talking about Deal or No Deal. This is a woman who can't remember her kids' birthdays, so had them tattooed on her arm and still can't read it, by the way. All right, so if that's not the worst thing she's ever done, she also, of course, tweeted awful, disgusting things to children and about children a few years ago. So that she's on this show talking about Deal or No Deal, that's a nothing burger for her. That doesn't make any difference to her. She's just trying to not be cancelled and it's not really working. So, yes, I can believe she's on the show. Question 5. Why is so much effort going into creating such simple things? Because Meghan is completely unrelatable. That is the answer to that one. She just thinks everything is so hard. She's so out of touch. Even taking her kids to school is a huge effort for her. She struggles in life, this woman. She's used to people doing things for her. So when she actually does it, I guess it's a lot of effort. It's hard work. And she's such a moron as well, by the way. Oh dear. Question 6. Why do gifts need to be packaged so elaborately? Well, that's so Meghan can show off. That's so she can tell us how to wrap things. It's so she can show us her handwriting. It's just so she can, I don't know, show us how good she is and she expects us to praise her. I think that's what that's about. She just wants praise. That's really all it is. She wants us to be so amazed and think she's so fantastic. Question 7. Why is Meghan teaching us to rap? Well, again, because she thinks she's better at everything than us. She thinks we are disgusting human beings. We have no class. We don't know how to wrap things nicely, that she's the one to teach us. Again, just showing us how dumb we are and how smart she is. Question 8. Why is there so much old-timey music in this show? Well, that's just because Meghan Markle is stuck in some kind of time warp. It also affects her genes. Her genes are the worst genes you've ever seen. They're so high and nothing works. So it's just a reflection of her vibe. She is just well behind the 8 ball on everything. Question 9. Is this actually trad wife propaganda? Well, that's a good question. It actually sounds like it is, if you ask me. She will deny that. And when Meghan Markle denies something, it's probably true. So, yeah, it probably is that type of propaganda. She doesn't want to lean into that, but she's lent into it anyway. And it's so funny. So, yes, I'll say yes to that one. It actually is. Question 10. Does a lavender grey latte need to exist? Well, no, it doesn't. And it sounds disgusting, and I don't want any part of it. And I don't think Tan really wanted it either. But he's just so lovely that he drinks it down. He probably spat it out later. But no, it doesn't need to exist. Nothing on this show needs to exist, and the show doesn't need to exist. Question 11. Why is all this food being treated like set decoration? I don't know about that one. Meghan wouldn't be happy with that question at all. I mean, the crew do eat the food. You see them throughout all of the episodes. I don't know. She sprinkles her flower sprinkles on it constantly. If that's what they mean by this, that it's just a kind of a decoration, I'm not sure. Question 11 is not a very good one, if you ask me. We'll keep going. We'll skip that one. Question 12. Why do these painted aprons look so bad? Now, in the episode with Tan France, she makes aprons, well, she just paints them for their kids. So they look so bad because these two are not artistic, first of all. They don't know what they're doing. They bought these little kids' aprons maybe off Etsy or something. I'm not sure. They're just tiny little aprons and they just use vegetables as stamps. I mean, that's probably where it went wrong, to be honest. They're just making it so basic. What they should have done is got the kids to paint the aprons. Why are you getting the paint out with the vegetable stamps? This was a kindy episode. So that's why they look so bad. These two have no idea what they're doing and they tried to make it too childlike, in my opinion. Meghan fell in love with Harry on their third date. No, the answer is no to that one. I still don't think she's fallen in love with him. If you ask me, he fell in love with her because we found out that he is the one that said the three words, I'm not even going to say it, to her first. Of course we knew that. That was always going to be the case. And it probably happened in Botswana. So Meghan has to go along with this, that is when she also fell in love. But the answer is no to that one. Question 14. The thing Meghan misses most about the UK is Magic FM. Yes, probably that would be true. That would be true for sure. I don't think she likes the UK at all. Sorry if you live in the UK. Well, you're probably happy with this. But she hated it. She didn't like anything about it. She got what she wanted and she got out of there. So did she just miss the radio? Yeah, probably. That makes sense. That sounds all kinds of right to me. She couldn't care less about anyone there. So, yeah, I'll agree with that one. Do I need a masala dabber? So she gifts Tan this masala dabber. She says she's had it for ages. She doesn't know what to do with it, doesn't know who to give it to. It's a vintage one, basically just a spice container. Now, do I need one? No, we don't. Of course, we don't. Meghan Markle was just, in my opinion, cleaning out her house and found this thing and didn't know what to do with it. Now, it looks broken, if you ask me. The lid is all wonky. This is not the actual one. This is just to show you what a masala dabber is. But it looked like garbage, like it could have just gone into the bin. So I don't think anyone really needs one, certainly not a vintage one, and definitely do not accept anything from Meghan Markle. Question 16. Meghan used to teach bookbinding. Yeah, I'd never heard that before either. And all bookbinding is, according to Meghan, is gluing. It's just gluing paper together. I couldn't believe they did this on the show. This was nothing to watch. Gluing paper is, it's like watching grass grow. And she used to teach it? Well, probably. Of course. Why would she not teach gluing to people? I mean, she teaches us how to put pretzels in different bags. Why wouldn't she teach us gluing? It makes a whole lot of sense, really. Question 17. Why did Meghan's Ayurvedic doctor make her eat so many dates when she was pregnant? So she does make this comment and she seems to hate the idea of eating any more dates. Oh, I had to eat so many dates. Now, keep in mind, this is the same doctor who told her it would be a good idea to drink the Clever Blends coffee, which has plenty of things in it that you shouldn't be drinking when you're pregnant. So, asking her to eat dates really is nothing major. But was she ever pregnant? That's also another question. Oh, goodness, I'm not even going to go there. Question 18. What is this coastal grandma cosplay? Well, that's just called Meghan Markle. And she could be a grandma, according to Radar Online, but we'll leave that one there. Question 19. Why are the inserted images in the show all fake Polaroids? Because this is Meghan Markle trying to be whimsy. She is trying to push a narrative right now that she doesn't use technology. That's her thing. So, of course, the Polaroid is perfect for that. And she wants to show us little snippets so that I guess it's some kind of gossip for us to feed on. But yeah, this is her way of saying, I don't use technology. I'm just so whimsy and old school. Question 20. Does butter need to be updated? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, Meghan. It certainly doesn't. Leave the butter alone, please. And really, all she does is make garlic butter anyway. It's not really updating it. It's the most basic recipe you've ever seen. Everything has to be updated according to Meghan just so she can stamp her name on it. Question 21. Does everything have to be a moving meditation? Now, she does use this quite a few times in the series. She's talking about it with craft, with cooking. It's a moving meditation. Now, it's pretty ironic because in this Emma Grede interview, she actually admitted she doesn't meditate. So I don't know why all of a sudden we're talking about moving meditation. She's not qualified to be talking about meditation at all. So, no, everything does not have to be moving meditation. She's just a liar and making us think she knows what she's talking about once again. Question 22. Why does Meghan travel with framed photos of her kids? Well, probably because she turns her phone off soon as she gets away from Harry so she can have a real good time, if you know what I mean. That's my version of that. I think she just wants to be off the grid. I don't think she wants anyone calling her. I think she likes to have a bit too much fun, if you know what I mean. So instead of having her phone out and looking at the photos, she prefers to have the old school photo frame. Now, when she does show the photo frame in the episode, I think it's episode 7, I swear I see a photo of Archie and it's the back of his head. I swear that is one of the photos that she has up. That's just ridiculous, but that's what I saw. Question 23. Can Meghan interact with anyone without bringing them homemade presents? No, she can't. No, she can't. She wants you to walk away from any interaction with her saying that she's the nicest person. She just tries way too hard. Now, these next few questions all go together. So, question 24. Why was the episode set in Malibu dedicated to the first responders who fought the California wildfires, but that tragedy isn't mentioned in the show at all? Is it because this was filmed so long ago before any of that happened? And is that why everything feels like it exists in a parallel universe and timeline? Well, first of all, I don't believe it would have been a good idea for them to show anything about these wildfires anyway. So I think it's a very, very good move. In fact, the smartest move she's made in forever, that it wasn't mentioned in the show. So I don't think we should really be questioning this. I think this was a positive thing. Now, they could have edited things in if they wanted to. So I think this was a decision on their behalf because although it is clear that Netflix likes hate watching because it drives views, they know it's a very fine line between people hating what's on there and being curious enough to watch and canceling their subscription altogether. Now, they certainly have lost a lot of people, but I don't think it is affecting them too much. So I know that they wanted to make sure people hated it just enough, but not too much. So having any mention of the wildfires, I think would have kicked it over the edge. So that's why it wasn't mentioned, in my opinion. It's certainly not because it was filmed so long ago and that's why it wasn't in there. They know how to edit things in. This is Netflix we're talking about, okay? And it's certainly not why everything feels like it is in a parallel universe and timeline. That's just Meghan Markle in general. That is just how she is. She's old worldy and she just wants to stay with that narrative because it helps to drive her whimsy product line. And the last question, will we now get a third season due out in a few months, which was also filmed a year ago? No. No. The answer to that is no. We will not get a third season because Netflix has pushed this as far as they can go. Trust me, they've got nothing. After watching season 2, it was completely scraping the barrel, episodes about nothing, drawn out gluing of books. There was nothing going on. Everything went for too long. So, no, there will not be a third season. They've got no ideas anyway. Plus, no one would want to go on this show. And Meghan can't hold it on her own. So, that's an easy one. NO. So there you go, guys. I have answered the 27 questions from British Vogue. I hope they watch this. I hope they now understand what their answers are. And I'm so glad I could be of service. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep these videos coming. Thank you. Bye.